Yes, Sanrio actually made a cute red panda character who vents her feelings by belting out death metal songs. Welcome to The Bright Side, a place where we talk about our favorite things. I'm Maddie, and grab a microphone because today we'll be singing the praises of Aggretsuko. As always, I will be getting into some spoilers for both seasons of the show to fully express my love for it. You have been warned. Aggretsuko, or Aggressive Retsuko, wasn't even on my radar until Season 1 came out. I heard a couple of friends mention it and it kept coming up on my suggested shows on Netflix, but I really didn't know much about it. One day I was looking for something to watch while I did some crafting, so I put it on. I was not expecting to fall in love with this show, and even though the episodes are short, I definitely wasn't planning to finish the entire season in a day. But I did. As someone who is on the cusp of adulthood, this show seemed to come into my life at just the right time. Now, Aggretsuko is one of my go-to shows when I want to rewatch something. At first glance, these characters may seem two-dimensional, pun intended, but you soon learn that this isn't really the case. Sure, it's a cartoon, so their traits are exaggerated, but over time we get to see each character grow and become more fleshed out. For instance, Tsunoda seems like she's just a fake who's addicted to social media, but it turns out she's very self-aware. And if you told me that Kabai, the office chatterbox, would turn out to be the supermom who saves everyone in Season 2, I would not have believed you. Even Mr. Tone, the literal chauvinist pig, comes to have a certain amount of respect for Retsuko, and is there to give her some tough love just when she most needs it. Watching each of these characters grow has been a pleasant surprise. But of course, our main character, Retsuko, has to be the most relatable red panda ever. She uses music to vent her feelings, and every time she gears up to sing, I'm right there with her. Whether she's ranting about her job, or her love life, or the persistent salesperson at the mall, you feel for her. And while her death metal soundtrack is a constant, Retsuko grows so much throughout the show. She learns how to open up to people and to be true to herself around her friends. She comes to appreciate her crappy job with all its ups and downs as she figures out what she really wants in life. And when she does figure that out, she learns to fight for what she wants. Retsuko's journey is inspiring to watch, and she's become one of my favorite characters. The struggles of adulthood have never been cuter. Really though, Aggretsuko deals with some very real issues in a pretty nuanced way. In both seasons, workplace harassment, the trials of dating, and wondering what it's all for are all very prominent subjects, but you're almost always shown multiple sides of the story. For example, Retsuko's Season 2 love interest, Tadano, appears to be exactly what she's looking for in Season 1. He's handsome, charismatic, and most importantly, he's rich enough that she can quit her crappy job and start a family. Sadly, Tadano doesn't want to get married or have kids, although he says he wants to be with Retsuko forever. In the end, they break up because as much as they love each other, they simply want different things. This kind of subtle development and emotional complexity are what make Aggretsuko so amazing. I also love that this is a show about someone learning life lessons and finding themselves, not as a kid, not as a teen, not even as a college student, but as a fully functioning adult. Retsuko is 25 years old, she's stuck in a thankless job, struggles to navigate the world of dating, and still doesn't really know what she wants in life. But through it all, she slowly starts to come into her own. It really highlights the fact that adults do not have it all figured out, something that isn't often explored in most media. We are continuously learning and growing, and often making it up as we go. But at least we're all struggling together. Don't let the cute characters fool you. Between the drinking, swearing, and mature themes, the show is not geared towards kids. That being said, the more I watch Aggretsuko, the more I appreciate the design and the look of the show. I really like how their characters influence their design, like Tone being a literal chauvinist pig, Fenico the fennec fox being a super social media sleuth, or Wishimi the secretary being a secretary bird. The design of the world also changes depending on how Retsuko feels, like when she sings death metal and everything becomes dark and the background turns a fiery red, or when she falls in love and starts seeing hearts and rainbows everywhere. And the contrast between Retsuko's regular cute style and her death metal persona is pretty emblematic of the show itself. It's completely unexpected. Like most aspects of the show, there's so much going on underneath the surface. It feels like most Aggretsuko fans describe it the same way. It's the show that they didn't know they needed. I mean, it's an animated workplace comedy with talking animals that also takes a deep and poignant look at life. Some might even be struggling with the very same conflicts presented in the show. and while the show is more realistic than optimistic, it still manages to make you feel good as it teaches you life lessons. It also makes you laugh in the process. And even though it is for an adult audience, the animated form lets you feel like a kid again, really driving home the message that adults don't have it all figured out. We're still learning, and that's okay. Overall, Aggretsuko is such a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting to see such well-rounded characters, wholesome female friendships, or people being mature and honest about their feelings in a show about a red panda who sings death metal. But here we are. Those are the very things that make this show so good and so fulfilling to watch. So if you're thinking of giving this show a chance, do it! And if you've already sped through both seasons like me, then we can all obsessively rewatch it and wonder when Retsuko and Haida will finally get together. And on the bright side, Season 3 should be coming out sometime this summer.
Thank you for watching The Bright Side on the Daily Fandom's YouTube channel. Now, you might have heard we just rebranded, and we're no longer at thedailyfandom.com, but instead at thedailyfandom.org. So if you want more of the Daily Fandom content and you want to keep updated with our new rebrand and the wonderful additions we're making, then head to thedailyfandom.org.